All right, so here we are in Seattle, Washington on another lovely rainy Sunday night, and we are here with Yvette Young. Yvette, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thanks for doing the interview today. I'm really looking forward to talking to you, and it's nice to be out of the rain.
Yeah, it really is.
And up here, and you were just telling me that this is the last day of your Friendsgiving tour, your acoustic tour that you're doing, but you've been on the road for over a month now. So,
Yes.
And you spent some time in Europe. You were saying earlier.
Yeah, I was on a run with this band Sean, so I was like their acoustic opener in the UK, and that was really nice. So it's funny, I flew back and I was really jet lagged, but then the next day was basically the day of the Friendsgiving tour. So I started out this tour completely jet lagged, and I would like crash at 3 p.m. So
Wow.
it was difficult, but I'm back to normal now.
Okay, well, that's good. And so with the Friendsgiving tour, you're kind of working away from, like, I want to say California up the West Coast.
Yeah, we started out in Sacramento, then we did kind of like going to the Bay Area, and then we are going up to Portland and now Seattle.
Okay. And I know that you were here earlier in 2017 with your band,
Yeah.
playing the Beer Project. So how will tonight's performance differ from your band project?
It's like super different. I don't know if you noticed, but there's like chairs out.
Yeah, I did notice that downstairs.
Yeah, I didn't know that was going to be a thing, but I guess the show in Portland, they put out chairs too. So
Oh, okay.
it was weird because like that never happened prior to yesterday, so it's just funny. It's kind of cool actually. It reminds me of like classical concerts that I used to play. Yeah, I guess I'm just playing my solo acoustic EP. I'll be singing, and then my band Covet. There's no vocals. It's just more heavy instrumental like music, more guitar based.
Okay. Yeah, I've been here to El Corazon, I don't know how many years, and I don't think I've ever seen chairs down there.
Really?
Yeah, really, for the
I
events
never
that I've been at.
specified that, so I wonder why they did that. It's kind of funny.
I don't know. It's going to be a little different. I think they've had chairs for like comedy stuff that they've done.
Okay,
here.
maybe because I'm so bad it's hilarious, so maybe I'm a comedy act.
Oh, I hope not. I think they're trying to be respectful that maybe so people will actually tune into what you're playing
Yeah.
and not be, I don't know, rowdy or just annoying.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
That's cool. Okay. So for people that aren't familiar with you, I know that you started off with piano and violin. You know, when you're very young, it sounded like something that your parents kind of forced or maybe coerced you
I'm
into.
the Asian kid. Yeah, I started out doing classical piano, and I played violin in 2 orchestras, and yeah, at least that's how I got started musically, at least.
Okay. And when did you start playing guitar?
Around like 7 years ago, probably something like that. I started on acoustic. I taught myself, and then I guess electric is more new. I think I'm going on like my 4th or 5th year. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, I know for myself, I started playing guitar a long time ago. My parents had bought me one. I didn't ask for one of those kind of things. And then, oh yeah, by the way, we signed you up for lessons too. I'm like, what? I don't want to do lessons. But then now in hindsight, I really appreciate the fact that they did that for me.
Yeah.
How is that for you? Is it the same thing or something different?
Initially, my relationship with music was very strained because I felt like it was something I was doing as an extracurricular, and also I didn't enjoy competitions because I still don't think that you should make a competition out of an art form because it's so subjective. So I just felt weird playing competitions. There's a lot of pressure, and I didn't enjoy it. And it's only when I took on guitar, I made the conscious choice to take on guitar, and I did it because I needed an outlet. And I always like went to rock shows and stuff, so I wanted to be that. So I taught myself, and that's when I fell back in love with music. Yeah, it's a long story, but I basically got really sick, and then guitar was my way to like find therapy and like self-medicate through that. And I think it gave me a lot of confidence that I didn't have, and it gave me a voice, and that kind of like took care of a lot of the stuff I was sick with. So
Okay, well, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
yeah,
And you're doing well now? Everything's
yeah,
okay.
everything's great.
Okay.
I've been really, really well for a while now. So
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
good, obviously. I think for a lot of artistic people, I'm a photographer and a writer and all that kind of thing, that either helps you through, in your case, a very, very tough time, or in some cases, just more like a daily kind of tough time. And that's why one of the reasons we love and appreciate the arts so much.
yeah, I struggled with an eating disorder, and I think I was in and out for like four years at the hospital, and guitar was awesome because it gives you this sense of empowerment, and it gives you like a source of confidence that isn't based on your external appearance. It's like something that, like music, art, it's like self-expression. It's something that you are in charge with, and it's like you get to have a voice, and that's something that doesn't pertain to your outside appearance. So like I think that helped me channel a lot of my anxiety and a lot of my perfectionist tendencies away from like my body, and it helped me feel really like empowered.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, music rules. Music
Yeah,
art.
absolutely. One thing that's been fun for me by doing this, it's been that I cover all kinds of different genres of music. So Friday I was at a death metal show that was sold out and crazy. And then last night I was over at locally at a wrestling event, which I'd never been to, a pro wrestling thing, luchadors, so some Mexican mask wearing, high flying people. And then obviously I'm here tonight, and then I'll be somewhere on Black Friday and all that kind of thing. But
nice, active.
yeah, and, I'm just so appreciative of all the opportunities that come along for anything that I do. And with your music, at least what I've been listening to, it sounds like you have a wide variety of influences that come through it, particularly in your guitar playing. What can you speak to some of your background and things that you're into, and maybe things that you started with, and maybe present day you're like into something else really different, or?
So sonically, I think I'm really inspired by. I listen to a lot of folk music. Like I really like Sufjan Stevens, Cat Stevens. I only listen to people with the last name Stevens. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I like those artists. I listen to a lot of City and Color, Deer in the Headlights, all that stuff. Growing up, before I decided to take up guitar in high school, so a lot of my, I guess my music is informed by like the sounds of like the Midwest and like kind of like folk, and I really like a lot of emo bands. And then technique-wise, I really like. Well, I play piano, so I think this kind of translates to the fingerstyle tapping thing that I do, and it gives me the dexterity I need for that. Compositionally, I think I'm also influenced by classical music, just because I like how it progresses like a story, and I really like, I guess, composers. There's this composer, Olafur Arnalds, and yeah, he does kind of like crazy stuff that sounds like a story too. It tells a tale, and I really want all of my music to tell a story as well.
Okay. Are you familiar with a guitarist named Stanley Jordan by chance?
Yeah, a lot of people actually compare me to him, which is cool.
Yeah, when I was taking guitar lessons back in the 80s, and my guitar teacher showed me a videotape, not even a DVD or anything, of this guy doing basically a piano technique on the guitar, and I was like, is that some sort of trick or something? Especially back then, because it was like watching him do the bass lines and then doing the melody with his right hand on the fretboard, and it was just insane. I know he's still touring because he just played Jazz Adley here locally. So,
oh, dang.
Yeah, so where do you want to see your music go in the future?
I just want to keep on writing, and I've changed a lot, and I've grown and progressed even the past year. I feel like every year I kind of gain more insight into how I want my music to progress and like sound, and I get better just because the nature of playing is to get better. I experiment more sonically with like different kinds of harmonies and stuff, chromaticism, all of that. Yeah, I would like to hear my music and hear growth, and I don't want to stay in the same place. I just want to constantly explore, see how I can push myself, and ultimately I hope that in 10 years my music will still be emotional and tell a story, because that's the most important thing to me about music, is that I feel like it should make you feel something. Okay. Even like in the crazy technical world, like yeah, it's cool, but to me what's most important isn't the flashiness. It's like when you close your eyes, like what do you hear?
Yeah, the emotional part, and also if it resonates with people on some level, whatever that level happens to be.
Yeah, and I would say I hope I stay authentic.
Okay. Kind of switching gears a little bit, I know that you have a degree in art, and so tell us a little bit more about your art background and things that you do currently with your art.
I studied fine arts at UCLA for 2.5 years, and then I just graduated early. That's why 2.5 years. I didn't really stop or something. And then I currently I do graphic design for bands, like t-shirts, stuff. All of Covet's merch I design. All of my merch I have downstairs. I designed. It's kind of cool not having to outsource an artist. It's convenient, fast. And then I also paint guitars for a living. So like people send me the guitars and decorate it and send it back to them. So it's fun.
Cool. What's been one of your favorite guitars to paint, to work on?
I always have fun with each of them because for me the joy comes in they give me an idea and I get to interpret their idea in my style, and then I really love the reveal because they get like all excited that their guitar is like they get to own that guitar. So that's my favorite, I think.
That's cool. It kind of reminds me of like some of the reality shows when they work on something at the very end and they find out like they take the cloth off.
Yeah, like
of
Pimp My Guitar. Pimp
yeah,
My,
yeah.
It's like a '90s show.
That would be unique though. I can't think of anything else that I've seen like that where they're using music in that way of someone painting a guitar and doing art related things to it. That would be. I don't know, I'd watch it.
I also installed a toaster oven on the back so you can make bread. Crazy.
While you're bumping music down the road.
Yeah.
Okay. What do your parents think of your music career, since they're the ones who kind of forced you into the world, at least with the music part?
At first, I think they were very upset that I never pursued the classical piano path because I guess they thought. A lot of people thought I had a lot of potential being a concert pianist because, I did a lot of competitions when I was little and I was like good at piano when I was little. But for me, I just don't like competing. I just don't like it, and I'm much more interested in composing than I am in interpreting a piece. Like it's fun to play a piece, and that's where you learn your chops. But I think I really like just going and exploring on my own and trying to compose. So. At first they were lamenting the fact that I had abandoned my classical roots, but they're still there. They influence and inform my current writing, and I think they're also skeptical because they're like, oh, starving musician, like you're never gonna make a living, and how are you gonna support yourself and all that. But I think just slowly but surely, me, doing this and being like at least modestly lucrative with it, like, they're kind of more relaxed now. It's funny, like my dad's coworker was like showing him this guitar player that his son liked, and it was me. And my dad was like, "That's my daughter." So it's kind of funny. Like I don't even really communicate with them about my touring life or music life, just because we live our separate lives. But then they'll like hear from other people about me, and they're just like, "What the heck?"
That's a small world for you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is a good feeling though, because ultimately, I would like to. I guess make them not worry. I don't want my parents to worry about me, so it feels good to, pay it forward and have them relax a bit.
Right, and I would think that kind of situation with your dad kind of also tells them like, oh, she really is, somebody on some level, because I know that from my own parents when I started doing the photography thing, they didn't think it was like real until they saw me published somewhere. Like, oh, I guess he's been, spending the last X amount of years
Asian
actually doing something.
Like, evidence, like they can't just like back their kids, like they need like the proof. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm Asian, by the way, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, us Asians, yeah, especially because I think in my culture it's kind of like almost disgraceful to not like pursue a career in science or like my mom was always saying like, you have so much potential, you like got such good grades and you went to college and you have a degree and like blah blah, blah. I have like an education minor. I guess it's like a double major, so I was teaching at schools for a while, but then like this music thing took off more, so I kind of do that like as a substitute basis now. My mom's always thought like you could have done that and like gone to grad school and like been like a scientist or like I don't know, a surgeon or something, but you can't help what you want to be. Like if you like something, it would be cruel if you weren't allowed to pursue it. Like what's the point of living life if you can't do what you actually are interested in? So.
Oh, no, that's awesome. I mean, I think a lot of people, I'm probably a good example of that, where, the artistic side did get pushed to the back burner because people in my ears saying, be realistic, go to college, get a stable job. And I understand where they're coming from. They want you to, do well in life and all that kind of thing. But yeah, if you're not happy, then it's like, what's the point?
Well, I mean, I'm evidence that not being yourself and being pushed to putting all your creative passions and pursuits on the back burner can actually be harmful, because I got sick from it. Like the whole reason I had an eating disorder was because I was doing something that wasn't authentic to me, and I felt like I didn't have control over my life and I wasn't allowed to like express myself and be an individual. So I think after all that, the moral of the story was, hey, you do you, and like, you know, if you work hard and a lot of it is luck, of course. I'm very lucky, but if you're just not lazy with it and you like, you know, keep on churning it out, like you can make a living. You just have to be smart about it and have like multiple income sources and just be grinding every day. But I'd much rather do that than be like, you know, working a job where I don't really feel anything and it's like soul crushing, just watching the clock. So I know that feeling as well.
Yeah, so do I. So no, that's awesome that you're doing that. I think that can be really inspiring to other people, especially young artistic people that feel like they're kind of trapped. I used to work out, my last day job was at a place that had a BFA program and other things like that. And once they got done, some of them weren't finding jobs in their field. So then they're like just trying to find survival jobs. You can tell they're just miserable about it and trying to figure out how do I make that jump to where even if I'm poor, at least I'm happy.
Yeah.
So I could relate to them. I know exactly what they're going through when they're 22 and struggling like that, and like, this isn't what I wanted, this is what I went to get my degree for. It's like,
yeah.
Well, what did you want? What are some other ways to approach it so that you can, like you're saying, multiple revenue streams and other kind of things, and also you got to work harder than the next person.
Yeah.
It's not going to come to you.
If you're a creative person, the most important thing I've learned is you really have to value yourself, because if you don't, then like, you know, it's hard to make a living. So don't be afraid to like ask for money or ask for compensation, because it's your time and it's your energy and it's your mind. So that's also worth money. It's something that I still struggle with, but I think the more and more I do it, the more comfortable I am like valuing myself. So
that sounds good. So the last thing I'd like to ask would be, so when you look back at this entire year, I mean, we're almost into 2018, which I can't believe, but what are some of the things that really stand out this last year for you?
Oh my gosh, a lot. Every year my life changes so much, and I can't believe, I mean, me and my bass player were just sitting in a cafe earlier, just like reminiscing about everything that like happened this past year. So many crazy tours, so many crazy opportunities. Yeah, highlights, touring with Chon, always amazing. They're amazing musicians, and I really think they're on to something good. Endorsement-wise, I've gotten like hit up by a lot of companies, and it's like really cool that I guess I get to demo their product. A lot of art stuff has taken off for me, like painting guitars is like a new thing for me, but I think more people are hitting me up for it. I think, I don't know, it's been a really good year developmentally for me, creativity-wise, and yeah, a lot of great opportunities. We have some cool news. We can't say yet, but like there's some cool news. I think it'll really like propel, I don't know, everything forward and make us take it more seriously. So you'll probably see that online sometime.
Well, we'll let you keep that under your hat. So thank you so much for taking the time, and I'm really looking forward to the show tonight.
Me too.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.